Hey guys, welcome back to Rocket Gyan, my fellow space tubers, and today I'm very excited because ISRO is going to finally launch its rocket, which is long overdue. And finally, today we are having one ISRO launch, and today it's going to launch the SSLV mission, which is their small satellite, which stands for Small Satellite Launch Vehicle. And this one is kind of special because this is the last mission, which is going to be a developmental flight. After that, it will be operationalized, commercialized, whatever you want to say, and hopefully, seriously hopefully, we should see ideally more missions coming in from ISRO. So hey Ritik, Paolo, how are you? I hope you are doing great. So without any further ado, we don't have much time left. We just jump into it. We get to know about this mission and all that. All right. So oopsie, just a second. Let me fix this. Yeah. So this is the SSLV rocket. It has gone through some iterations, and it has gone through some changes, and finally we are here with the rocket, which is going to be this. Since this is going to be the last developmental flight, we won't see much changes after this. Ideally for like some flights, commercial flights after this. So mostly this is the most updated version which we're going to see for a very long time now, unless it is grounded for some sort of safety issues, some sort of failures or something like that. All right, so what this SSLV rocket is all about. So this is a 3-stage rocket. So the first stage is so this is like the all solid rocket boosters, all solid rocket, or what should I say, all solid rocket motor rocket. Okay. So we have the first stage as the solid motor with the shroud plus fence. Hey Wildflower, we have the vented interstage. The second stage again is the solid one. The third stage, which is inside the bluish kind of interstage, is again a solid one. And then finally we have an optional VTM stage, which is nothing but a velocity trimming module, which is going to be needed if it is like if it has to go to a certain and a very precise orbit, which mostly it does. So kind of you can say it's a 4-stage also. So talking about the rocket, it is around 34-meter longs, which is not that huge. 3 solid propulsion stage, but still it is much bigger than the Electron rocket, but it comes into that category because you can see it can launch up to 500 kilograms into a 500 kilometer planar orbit, which is kind of equatorial. And if he has to go to sun synchronous, it can take around 300 kgs to a sun synchronous orbit. And the stage 1 is powered by HTPB fuel, stage 2 again HTPB solid, and stage 3 again HTPB solid. First stage produces around 2500 kilonewtons, second stage 234, and the third stage 160 kilonewtons of thrust. And 2 of these stages have been derived from the PSLV rocket. If I am not wrong, it is the third stage and the first stage. Second stage is not. It was the a new one which they made. Let me just check that real quick. First stage and the third stage. Yes. Yeah, I'm right. First stage and the third stage was derived by the PSLV rocket, which you will see also. There are some certain similarities, and the second stage was developed, and then finally the velocity trimming module, which is also newly developed. It has 50 newton, it has thrusters, kind of, you can say 58 thrusters for RCS and 8 thrusters for axial thrust for velocity addition. So kind of like that. It uses monomethyl hydrogen and monoxide of nitrogen as its fuel, which is kind of used by the fourth stage of the PSLV also. So you can say it's derived from that, but it is not. So this is the rocket. Hi Remiji, how are you? I hope you are doing fine. All right, the next thing. So finally we are here with the payload which is going to space today, and it is the EOS-08 mission, which just a second. Yeah, EOS-08 mission, which is kind of Earth observation satellite. So the primary objective of this mission include designing and developing a microsatellite, creating payload and instruments compatible with the microsatellite bus, and incorporating new technologies required for future operational satellites. So it has got multiple new technologies going on with it, which we will talk about in a bit. It will be going to sun synchronous, or not sun synchronous, sorry, 37 degrees inclination orbit with a inclination of the altitude of around 475 kilometers. It has a mission lifetime of 1 year, and these kind of EOS satellites, which does not have that much of timeline, mostly serves as a POC kind of a thing, which is a technical demonstrator mission. So it will mark a significant advancement in satellite mainframe. Hey Pai, how are you? Satellite mainframe systems such as integrated avionics system, communication, baseband storage, and positioning package, which combines multiple functions into a single efficient unit, and much more things. So I can go into so much more details into as of what all technological advancement it is having, which is of no use considering our stream. Like, it's not that technical, so let's not go into that much. So yes, these are the things. And another payload which is going to space is the SR0 payload from Space Rickshaw, which is the company of my dear friend, and I am very glad he is finally going with this payload of his. So what this Space Rickshaw does, we'll see the payload also what it is. So Space Rickshaw, they offer unmanned space labs and re-entry capsule for a wide range of application, including research, AI, edge computing, advertisement, and more. So anything you want to do with space, kind of, you can say they are providing you space biome, right? Yes, it is kind of like that. It's a funny name, and it kind of makes sense also. Its literal meaning is like that. It's kind of cab service or rickshaw to space, but not just that, they provide everything with it. It's not just rocket which is going to there. So you can see they provide unmanned space labs, re-entry capsules, as well as many more things. So they provide their own space bus. You can just come up with your payload, integrate it with them, and they can just do whatever you want to do with that. Yes, it's kind of a space taxi. So they provide end-to-end services. Not so you just need to have your own payload, that's it. You need to worry about making your own payload, and that's it. You can say, like, we are like AWS but for in-space infrastructure. So AWS is nothing but Amazon Web Services, which is a cloud. So but it's kind of a cloud but for space infrastructure. So you can see they follow a Lego like architecture. They can make according to your needs. You just need to have your payloads, all the things from launch services to providing the data link back to you, the ground station. Everything is provided by them, so which is amazing. So this is their first mission, which is kind of technological demonstrator one. So SR0 is a custom 0.25U bus designed to carry two distinct customer payloads, which is for educational research purposes. And the main highlight for them, not only so as I said, they provide end-to-end services. So not only the launch services, but the deployer services also they provide. And this is the most advanced deployer which they have made, which is the Deployer X, which they have named. And literally it's a game changer. Literally it's a game changer. When I saw that in person, and when I got to know about its capabilities, it was something which I couldn't resist myself from. So I'll tell you what it is. So it's kind of currently if so this is its first mission, and if it is successful, it will become the world's lightest deployer. So currently right now the world's lightest deployer for small CubeSat is around 1.7 kgs, and how much they are offering? Around 540 grams, which is a much reduction in weight. And not only that, they it can house up to 3 U of a satellite and 3.5 kg mass. So this is a smaller version, you can say, but obviously you can scale it up, but still it will not be going to be that heavy. If you go to ISRO right now and get a deployer from them, it will be around 2.3 kgs for a same set of CubeSat. So there is that is something which is there. And not only that, you are not restricted from the geometry of your satellite. So you don't have to follow certain CubeSat you are making, so you have to make a cuboid kind of a thing. No, you can make any geometry you want. You just have to follow certain standard which they have made. So they are developing their own standard, which is kind of similar to not similar in like that, but similar in approach to NASA CDS, which is Cube Design Specification, but much more advanced than that. So it's literally a game changer. That's what I believe, and I seriously, this is something which kind of no other company is able to do, and they have pulled off. You can see that literally the deployer used to look like a cuboidal casing or something, but here it is nothing. It's just a plate, that's it. And we'll see this in action also. I have got some videos, so I will check the DM, don't worry Dev Pratim. I know that. So yeah. All right. Yeah, so this is the thing. So that is all about it. It's being launched from launched by SSLV. And so yeah, let's talk about the payload itself now. So SR0 carries two specialized payload, which is a LoRa store and forward M2M messaging system for SRM public school, which is nothing but a long range protocol for machine to machine communication, enabling reliable data transmission over vast distance. And they have another pin diode based dosimeter from AVS Academy. This is again used to detect and measure radiation levels in space. It aims to provide valuable data on the space environment. So these are all the two customers which are there. And the Deployer X, as I talked about, you can see the mass of the system 380 gram, mass of sequencer 160 gram, which comes out to be 540 grams or something. And they literally, because of the weight reduction and all, you can save the customer of around $200,000 to $250,000 per launch. How big that saving is, you can just wrap your head around it. So that is something which is there. Dual redundant firing circuit, single point actuated multi-point release mechanism. Tip off rates can be adjusted by configuring the spring center. So it's a spring based separation system. So it is kind of like that. And they have many things coming up, lunar missions also, re-entry missions also, 50 kg bus also. So everything is in line, so to watch out for them. So these are certain customers which they already had, IITs from Northern University, Orbital Aid, and how many? So these are some of the images of the satellite which you can see. And I guess, yeah, so these are how the satellite looks like in the thermo vacuum chamber. This is like the satellite, how it will look like. Two satellites, you can say, right? Two payloads basically. And it's kind of like your shortcut to space. So now I have one video which actually demonstrates their which just shows you how the testing went for this. Just a second. So this is the mass simulator which they made, which you can see here, and this is the deployer X. Literally, this is just the plate. That's it. This is the deployer. You don't have to go with that cuboidal structure for the deployers. So we have these kind of testing for all the vibrational and XY and Z axis accessories. The spacecraft vibration test, thermovac test. Here you can see the -15 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius, and it worked perfectly, the deployer. Up to 50-gram payload deployer. Literally, they can make. I don't doubt their capability. It's just that if there is a market for that, they will be able to do it. All right. So talking about the SSLV mission, which is there, how is the expected operative life? For if you are talking about the space rickshaw one, they don't have any fuel on it, so they won't be able to maintain their orbit. They are going to 475 kilometers, so at that altitude, it's kind of 3 to 5 years is the mission life for them. And so we have the SSLV-D3 EOS-08 mission. We'll talk about I'll take the questions, don't worry. And talking about the SSLV rocket also, this is going to be a game changer for Indian space launch capability and cadence also, because it can be the launch rocket can be ready within a week of you'd say notifying the people. So it's kind of like that. Launch readiness is just 1 week, and it takes around 6 people to kind of work to make sure the rocket is up on the pad. Just wow. So this is how the housing look like for today. The SR0 demo sat is put in here, and the EOS-08 is here. The mission profile looks like this. So we have the first stage ignition, and then the stage 2 ignition happens. After that, the stage separation happens. The stage 1 separation happens. After that, the payload fairing separates. The stage 2 separates, and the stage 3 ignites. Then the stage 3 separates. The VTM ignition, which is nothing but the 4th stage, the velocity trimming module, and then finally the spacecraft separation happens. So this is what it is. Kind of typical. This is how the typical SSLV profile would look like, apart from minor tukes here and there. So yep. And I could see the SS2 ignition is happening like 4 seconds before this time. So we'll see how they have made the changes over there. So yeah, the EOS-08 mission. So they the primary objective being it's compatible to payload instruments compatible to microsatellite bus with new technologies that are required for future operational sites. And another one is new mainframe technologies like integrated avionics package, solar panels, embedded PCB battery. So there are so many things. If I go into details of it, so they are having new communication system, the RFS, the radio system, the multifunction structural panel, and battery system. This is also new. The hinge based integration fixture for the putting it on the the pad, it's different. The gimbal antenna is new, the flexible solar and solar panel array, and the miniaturized phased array antenna is also there. So, and graphite sheet diffuser. So there are so many things. If you are into satellite development, you would know that uh, this is something which is to be proud of. So they have there, and it's not just ending over there. You can see so many things: the sensors, new TMTC system, the thermal management system, and so many things. Yeah, so I think that should be it. These are some of the pictures of the SSLV rocket. So if you can see here, okay. Nah, it will not work like this, right? Yeah, okay. So if you can see here, they have done a pretty good paint job, right? You can see here, and this is the you can see the interstage is kind of cross sectional. You can see the inside of it, because the second stage, this is the second stage, it will be ignited first, and after that the first stage will separate. And you might be wondering why that happens, because the first stage is a solid rocket booster, and it always has its tail of thrust, which is nothing but, if you have seen space shuttle launches, when the SRB used to separate, it was still you could see the flames coming out of it. So kind of like that, the solid rockets does not go off entirely like liquids do. So they have some little thrust still happening, but when you are in space, a little bit of thrust is also enough to come and bump into the second stage. That's why the second stage ignites first, so that it goes away as soon as it separates. And you can see the whole rocket up close. This is the first stage. Again, the paint job is amazing. I really like the ISRO's rocket in terms of paint job. And we have the fence also here. And this is the satellite. The SR0 satellite is there, the EOS-08, and this is the velocity trimming module. It has you can see these thrusters, right? These things. Yep, these things. There are multiple thrusters. You can see here. You can see here. So there are 16 kind of thrusters here also. So and star sensors and all, so many things are there. So you can see those thrusters, everything coming in picture. And this is the satellite, the EOS-08 and the SR0, and this is the payload fairing. This is how it looks like, and it's not that big if you see, right? I mean, there is no human for comparison, but you can see the wheels of the trolley. It is not that big, and the payload fairing you can see. So kind of the rocket itself is not that big when it comes to the SSLV mission. So yeah. So let me see if we have the stream yet. Still waiting for it. All right. Now I think so. Take some questions also. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Daniel says, I hope that Gaganyaan mission will go on next year. It's in the process. There is significant progress also in that area, and yes, before that, the thing which will happen, it's not with the what should I say, according to Gaganyaan mission, it's not in the plans of Gaganyaan mission, but it's kind of what a human spaceflight program is. So Indian astronauts have gone to NASA now, and they are training for their visit to ISS. The 2 Indian astronauts, which most probably one of them will be flying in Gaganyaan mission also. So, and they will be going in Crew Dragon and not Starliner. So yeah, just remember that. So they will be coming back home, not like today where Sumitha Williams is, and another astronaut, Billy Butcher, I guess, I'm not sure, uh, who are stuck in space for 5 months now. They'll be coming in next year, I guess. I'm not sure. I have to come check into the numbers right now, but yeah. So Gaganyaan mission, most probably the developmental, the first flight has already happened. The second flight will again happen, which will not have humans. So most probably next year. So we'll see that. Okay. We need Olympic size. That's a good a way of comparison. It's an astro. To be honest, Americans are obsessed with the comparing their sizes with the objects they see in real life, which makes so much sense, to be honest. Comparing it with whales, comparing it with bananas, how many bananas it can fit, how many whales it can fit, how many dolphins it can fit. If you know ULAs, they have this kind of terminology for the payloads, which makes sense also, because then you can visualize, right? If I can say you, okay, this rocket can take 5 elephants to space, you can visualize, okay, this is this powerful. Like Falcon 9, it can take up to 20 tons to orbit. But what is 20 tons? We don't know. If you give us like a number, which a thing which we see in real life, and scale it up so that we can, visualize it, which is amazing. So Olympic size pool is kind of good analogy also, when you have to compare it with something very huge. So yes. Hey Shri Sai Datta, good morning. How are you? Do you think crude will not happen, Krishan Verma? So that is something which is not, you cannot think about it right now. But yes, uncrewed will definitely happen, most probably. Hi from Italy. So hey, Paolo, how is the expected operative life, which we already talked about? Yes, it's kind of an hot stage. You can kind of say that. Yes, you can say that. Parameter orbit and altitude mission, life mass and all. Yes, you got it right. So we are, let me check they are live or not. All right. And yes, we have a meme review coming up, so don't go anywhere. 1 minute since they'll go live, we'll see. All right. Yeah. So this mission, as I said, will be the last mission for the SSLV in D configuration. You can see the D, right? D3 means developmental flight 3. So this is the last developmental flight which is happening today, and after that it will be commercialized. So whatever claims you were seeing, right? Week notice to launch, 6 people to assemble, 6 officials to make sure this rocket goes through the pad. All this thing will become reality very soon, and most probably we'll see more of the SSLV launches, because the developmental flights are gone, it's out of the way. And you will see today, if it is successful, the announcement from chairman of ISRO, Mr. Somnath sir. He will most probably say that now we can give it to NSIL to operate, to make sure it works it to its full potential, because they made this rocket in to make sure this they made this rocket to make sure they have something in place to compete with the global small sat market. That's it. That is the thing. So yeah, let me check, do we have the stream on in another channel, because That happens sometimes. We don't have it over here, but we get it somewhere else. But I think we don't have it right now. Yeah, still waiting. So it will begin in 5 minutes from now. So there's that. Let me check the ISRO website once. Okay, it started. Nice.
P4 radiation on. And mobile radiation.
And I have the animations for you, so don't worry about it. Let me just switch it over to that. There you go. Each developmental flight, Daniel. Okay, would be interesting to see what. See, the thing is, I could make one of those videos, but ISRO does not release those documents, which the things which they have, upgraded or have made changes to most of the times, and they until unless we file an ITR, sorry, until unless we find that information act, IT act, whatever act that is, I am just, that is slipping out of my mind. But yeah, there is something right to information here, so you can file for that. If it is a public company, they need to provide that, but they can deny it also, which ISRO does mostly in terms of security issues and kind of national something. What was it? A space folks remind me that there is that classic line which they usually put into all those requests of the information. But yes, they have right now they have not released anything to public about what all things which they have. I really hate this music, man. This does not represent India, seriously.
All stations stand by for the time march.
You can hear it. Okay, let me
T minus 25 minutes.
just a second. Now you would be able to hear it properly.
Roger.
Okay, but this does not represent India. That's what I'm trying to say. But they always have this music running, right? Which is fine also, I guess.
Roger.
Ganesha's only has the head, yes. Ganesh, Ganesha actually has the head only, and it was the head of a baby elephant which was attached at that point of time. That's the story of it. After that, it grew with the body, so I think just adjusted with the body. I'm not sure about how the dynamics of it though. And just ignore that SSLV-D1 which you can see in the animation. If you, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you will be able to see it soon also. But just ignore that. It sounds like the elevator music. True. Kind of. I'm not sure. In US, does kind of it has these this kind of elevator music. I thought some sort of jazz or something must be playing. Mostly in hotels, jazz or something like romantic. Always elevator music is always romantic. I don't know why. It feels it's just develops that uneasiness, that tension between the people. If you are in with the another gender, especially if you are with a female and you are a male, I don't know, female will feel definitely will feel uneasy about it, and I myself will feel like not good, and she might feel creepiness and all those things. Just does not make sense at all to me, seriously. This is better though. If you can play this is fine, but not that jazz romantic music. I strongly disapprove of that. And we have the rocket on the pad.
Namaskar and a hearty welcome to the viewers. Today, that is 16th of August 2024 at 9:17 hours Indian Standard Time, ISRO is launching its youngest and tiniest rocket SSLV on its final developmental flight. I am Madhuri giving the commentary in English. Together with me in the commentary box is my co-commentator Shri Vikas Vankar giving the commentary in Hindi. The launch event is being telecast live from the Mission Control Center at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, Sriharikota, the spaceport of India. We will bring to you the details of launch through the courtesy of Doordarshan. Apart from DD National, the live telecast is also available on ISRO website.
They massacred the video quality though. It used to be so good, but now it's not.
स्वागत है आप सभी दर्शकों का इसरो के प्रमोशन मिशन SSLV-D3 EOS-08 मिशन के सीधे प्रसारण में। मैं विकास स्वर्णकार अपने साथी कमेंटेटर मिस माधुरी पी के साथ श्रीहरिकोटा के मिशन नियंत्रण केंद्र से आप सभी का स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं। इस वर्ष का यह तीसरा प्रमोशन मिशन है। इससे पहले हमने 1 जनवरी 2024 को PSLV C58 एक्सपोसेट का सफल प्रक्षेपण देखा। उसके बाद 17 फरवरी 2024 को GSLV F14 इनसैट 3DS का सफल प्रक्षेपण देखा था और आज SSLV-D3 स्मॉल सैटेलाइट लॉन्च व्हीकल की श्रृंखला में यह तीसरा विकासशील उड़ान देखने जा रहे हैं। अब आपके सामने आ रही है SSLV की इंटीग्रेशन वीडियो।
CDP to ROD. CDP confirms readiness of range network and mission computers.
स्मॉल सैटेलाइट लॉन्च व्हीकल जो कि इसरो के सभी प्रमोशन यानों में सबसे
This is how they transport this rockets. This is the first stage which is being transported, mostly the engine, the motor part, the first stage. After that, the fuel part of the motor is kind of the full part only, but nozzle you can say, yeah. And after that, the other parts are being stacked.
The nozzle end segment of the first stage being brought to the mobile service tower of the first launch pad and being placed on the pedestal. Here is the integration of the middle segment, thereafter the hoisting of this head-end segment of the first stage.
Control to note event 138.
And this is the igniter.
यह इग्नाइटर है जो प्रज्वलित करेगा प्रथम चरण के सॉलिड बूस्टर को।
This is great, right? Just a small igniter to ignite the whole rocket. The small that device. This is the third stage.
SS2 के नाम से जाना जाता है यह।
Sorry, yeah, SS2 stage.
Along with the interstages being brought after assembly to the first launch pad and being hoisted for integration with the assembled first stage.
This is their
द्वितीय चरण को
vented
भी प्रथम चरण के ऊपर लाकर समायोजित कर
in
दिया
the
जाता
second
है
stage,
और यह आप देख रहे हैं तृतीय चरण।
third
यह भी
stage.
ठोस नोदक पर आधारित तृतीय चरण है जो लगभग 4.5 टन का ठोस नोदक अपने साथ लिए हुए है।
After
Then
the
the
third stage
satellite.
assembly which you have just watched, here are the visuals from the spacecraft preparation facility where EOS-08 is getting prepared. The prepared satellite will be placed on VTM and then the payload fairing will be closed in the satellite preparation facility.
यहाँ भी अपनी स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं यह है EOS-08 भूप्रेक्षण उपग्रह जो कि लगभग 175 किलोग्राम का भूप्रेक्षण उपग्रह है। इसे भी बड़ी सावधानी पूर्वक यान के साथ समायोजित कर दिया जाएगा। यह अभी इसको एनकैप्सुलेट किया जा रहा है। पेलोड फेयरिंग के अंदर इसे सुरक्षित कर लॉन्च पैड लाया गया है।
It looks amazing, right? Every time I see it, I just
इस एनकैप्सुलेटेड
goes
असेंबली
off,
को
you can say.
स्टेज 3 के ऊपर में समायोजित कर दिया गया और इस तरह तैयार हो चुका है SSLV-D3 लॉन्च व्हीकल। इसके पश्चात मोबाइल सर्विस टावर को सुरक्षित दूरी पर वापस ले लिया जाता है।
All preparations
Whoa.
for SSLV
Review and Launch Authorization Board have already given clearance for proceeding with the countdown and launch of SSLV-D3 EOS-08 mission. All operations in the countdown sequence till automatic launch sequence have been completed satisfactorily. Based on the clearance obtained from the launch vehicle, spacecraft, range and distract network station and prevailing favorable weather condition, Mission Director hereby authorizes to initiate launch operation sequence for the launch of SSLV-D3 EOS-08 mission at 9:17 hours IST today, that is 16th August 2024.
There you go. Mission Director has given go for the launch. And we have finally, although the weather did not look good, but mostly the Russian and the Indian launchers do not care about the weather that much. That's what I've seen every time.
शुरू हो चुकी है। इस दौरान काफी सारी गतिविधियां परीक्षण पूरे कर लिए गए हैं।
Oh, the weather does not look good at
सभी
all.
तंत्रों और उपतंत्रों के संतोषजनक पाए जाने पर रेंज डायरेक्टर, टेलीमेट्री एंड टेलीकमांड डायरेक्टर, स्पेस क्राफ्ट डायरेक्टर और व्हीकल डायरेक्टर यान के प्रमोशन की अनुमति देते हैं।
Automatic launch sequence initiated for SSLV-D3 EOS-08 mission.
यह सभी तंत्र संतोषजनक पाए जाने पर मिशन डायरेक्टर ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू करने का अनुमोदन प्रदान करते हैं। और
Although this angle the weather looks good, so maybe just the exposure of the camera or something like that, but there I can see one bulb also. I hope that flies away. And this is the view of the launch view gallery. You can see so many students, so many people have come here to witness the launch. They have their umbrellas out, so I can see maybe they are just it's sunny out there and it's just the camera glitch or something like that.
Here at Sriharikota. Many curious faces
So many people this time. I did not
eagerly
expect it.
waiting for the launch.
School students primarily. You can see that, right?
जी हाँ, बड़ी तादाद में सुबह से छात्र छात्रागण यहाँ उपस्थित प्रमोशन का आंखों देखा आनंद लेने के लिए।
Based on confirmation of readiness from all participating teams, the start of automatic launch sequence has been authorized. It's a
ALS.
capsule of very essential
T-minus
checks before
15
launch. When the computers at Launch Control Center ascertain the good health of the launch vehicle, the onboard computer is handed over the action. Right now,
Yes, umbrellas
Yeah.
are for heat.
14 minutes, 40 seconds away from the scheduled
Clear
launch
sensor
time.
and chain actuation in progress.
Payload is always ensured. Don't worry about it. So we have the folks there, which. All right, this is the characteristics which we have already talked about.
SSLV-D3 EOS-08 मिशन में इसरो के नवीनतम भू प्रेक्षण उपग्रह जो कि 175 किलोग्राम का अर्थ ऑब्जर्वेशन सैटेलाइट है, इसे लघु प्रमोशन यान यानी स्मॉल सैटेलाइट लॉन्च व्हीकल SSLV द्वारा 475 किलोमीटर की गोलाकार निम्न भू कक्षा में 37.4 डिग्री के झुकाव के साथ प्रक्षेपित किया जाएगा।
Wow.
इस मिशन में
T-minus
स्पेस
40
रिक्शा
minutes.
द्वारा निर्मित SR-0 डेमोसैट भी एक सहयात्री उपग्रह है। SSLV-D3 का प्रमोशन भारतीय मानक समयानुसार आज 16 अगस्त 2024 को प्रातः 9:17 पर श्रीहरिकोटा के प्रथम प्रमोशन मंच से किया जा रहा है। इस प्रमोशन का कुल काल 945 सेकंड में पूरा किया जाएगा।
This mission of SSLV-D3 intends to place EOS-08, weighing 175.5 kilograms, the primary satellite, in 475 kilometer circular low Earth orbit with an inclination of 37.4 degrees. The mission also carries a
Access to
passenger
chain
payload,
actuation in progress.
SRO's Demosat, from Space Rickshaw.
This is the yes, it's
The launch will take place
Okay.
from the first launch pad of SDSC Shara, as we already told you. Present launch is the third and final developmental flight of the small satellite launch vehicle SSLV that is designed for low-cost access to space for micro, mini and nano satellites. Feasibility to be assembled in this time and launched on demand, thereby necessitating only minimal launch infrastructure. The first developmental flight of SSLV-D1 EOS-02 Azadi Sat mission in August 2022 had performed as predicted with respect to propulsion stages,
For sure, this is the camera issue.
satellites were placed in an unstable elliptical orbit. The second developmental flight of SSLV-D2 EOS-07 held in February 2023 was a textbook success.
Windy out there though.
The completion of today's mission will herald the SSLV rocket into the operational phase for further launches.
Yes, Jennifer, it's all 3 stages are solid and the 4th stage is the liquid one.
से 12 मिनट 1 सेकंड की दूरी पर
T minus 12 minutes. SS2 redundant chain actuation completed.
SSLV की प्रथम उड़ान हमने 7 अगस्त 2022 को देखी थी। फिर 10 फरवरी 2023 को SSLV D2 EOS-7 का सफल प्रक्षेपण हमने देखा और आज हम यहाँ SSLV के तृतीय प्रमोचन देखने जा रहे हैं। इस उड़ान के पश्चात SSLV की विकासशील उड़ानें खत्म होकर NSIL द्वारा प्रचालनशील उड़ानें प्रारंभ की जाएंगी।
Redundant chain actuation in progress.
Many people are
SSLV की
here.
मुख्य विशेषता यह है कि इसे कम लागत में तैयार किया जा सकता है और इसे पुनः तैयार करने में भी बहुत कम समय लगता है।
So the people who sit here in this kind of bowl are mostly the VIPs people, the people whose payload is there. So right now, the folks you are saying is mostly the SSLV people, the EOS people, and space rickshaw people.
We are about 11 minutes from the launch, and as we wait, let me describe the nominal flight events that the SSLV-D3 EOS-08 mission will go through. Ignition of the first stage motor, SS1, marks the T0 for liftoff,
Redundant chain actuation
which is
completed.
scheduled at 9:17 hours. The thrust of SS1 will carry the rocket to an altitude of 93 kilometers within 124 seconds, that is close to 2 minutes. The second stage, SS2, ignites 300 milliseconds
prime chain
ahead
actuation
of
in
the
progress.
separation of first stage. The launch vehicle is configured with vented interstage to abet the hot separation.
Yeah.
131 seconds into the flight time, closed loop guidance is initiated. Hereafter, based on the final destination, the rocket steers itself with correction in trajectory. At 158.7 seconds into the flight time, when the
T minus
rocket
10
would have
minutes.
reached 147 kilometer altitude, the payload fairing will be separated.
Hi, Krishnendu.
In the absence of dense atmosphere at that altitude, the aerodynamic shaping of rocket imparted by payload fairing is no longer essential. The second stage burns out at 239 seconds into flight. Its action time is 115 seconds. The launch vehicle coasts for the next 163 seconds. During this regime, there is no thrust development, but the launch vehicle is steered. At the expense of meager loss of relative velocity, the launch vehicle gains an altitude of 182.5 kilometers. The ignition of third stage, SS3, is scheduled 10 seconds after the SS2 separation. It burns for 109 seconds, during which there is remarkable increase in relative velocity of the launch vehicle. It increases from 3.2 kilometers per second to 7.2 kilometers per second. And in the
T
post
minus
phase
9
of
minutes.
176.6 seconds
Prime chain actuation
follows the
completed.
action of
SS2
SS3,
prime chain actuation in
while the
progress.
stage is with the ongoing launch vehicle. SS3 is separated 697.6 seconds into flight. Another 8.5 seconds later, the velocity trimming module plays a crucial role of adding or curtailing velocities as necessary to impart appropriate injection parameters to the primary satellite EOS-08. This is scheduled to take place approximately 13 minutes 29 seconds into flight. Injection of SRO Demosat at 476.23 km altitude marks the completion of the mission. In all, the mission is 15 minutes 44 seconds long.
इस यान में प्रथम चरण में HTPP पर आधारित ठोस नोदक वाला चरण है, जिसमें कुल 87 टन का ठोस नोदक है, जिसकी मदद से वह 2496 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर यान को 94 सेकेंड में 93 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्रदान करेगा।
SS2 prime chain actuation completed.
द्वितीय चरण में ठोस नोदक है फिर से, और इस चरण में कुल 7.7 टन का ठोस नोदक है। इसके साथ वह 234 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करेगा। यह चरण 116 सेकंड तक प्रज्वलित रहकर यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। अब आप सभी दर्शकों के सामने है एक कर्टेन रेजर वीडियो SSLV-D3 का।
So this explains a lot things about the rocket and payload, so watch it carefully.
Over the years, there has been a significant global shift in demand for small satellite launches. There is a growing need for a constellation of Earth observation and communication satellites at a lower cost. Small satellites have the potential to transform society by bringing the benefits of space technology to even the remotest of places. The numerous advantages of small satellites will make them a game changer in the space industry. To cater to this need, ISRO has developed a quick turnaround launch vehicle called the Small Satellite Launch Vehicle SSLV to launch single or multiple nano, micro and mini satellites up to 500 kilograms to the planar low Earth orbit. SSLV is a three-stage vehicle with all solid propulsion stages and liquid propulsion-based velocity trimming module as terminal stage. It is 2 meters in diameter and a height of 34 meters with lift-off mass of 120 tons. The third mission of SSLV-D3 is set to launch with EOS-08 as the primary satellite, developed by ISRO, and SR-0 Demosat as a co-passenger satellite developed by Space Kids India. The satellites will be positioned in a 475-kilometer circular orbit. The primary satellite, EOS-08, is a microsatellite built on an IMS-1 bus platform, and the mass of the satellite is around 175 kilograms. The primary objectives of the EOS-8 satellite are to create payload instruments compatible with the microsatellite bus and to incorporate new satellite-related mainframe technologies required for future micro-operational satellites. The satellite is equipped with 3 payloads: the Earth Observation Infrared Payload (EOIR) and the Global Navigation Satellite System Reflectometry Payload GNSS-R and silicon carbide ultraviolet dosimeter. The data from the satellite will be used for disaster monitoring, fire detection, volcanic activity observation, industrial and power plant disaster monitoring, cryosphere studies over the Himalayan region, and flood detection. The silicon carbide ultraviolet dosimeter is designed to monitor the UV irradiance at the viewport of the crew module in the Gaganyaan Mission. The mission life of the satellite is expected to be 1 year. SSLV is poised to revolutionize the global space commercial market, catering to the launch of small, mini, micro and nano satellites. And it allows the launch of multiple satellites into multiple orbits with minimal infrastructure requirements. This accomplishment will undoubtedly bolster the Indian space ecosystem on the global stage.
Wow, I didn't know about that Gaganyaan part. That was a bit of surprise.
संक्षिप्त विवरण SSLV-D3 EOS-08 मिशन का। इस मिशन का मुख्य उद्देश्य एक बार फिर दोहरा देते हैं। SSLV प्रमोचन यान की विश्वसनीयता एक बार और सिद्ध की जाएगी इस प्रमोचन द्वारा।
Yes, it's a short mission, Jennifer. The thing is, because it's a developmental kind of, you can say, the EOS mission, this one will be a developmental mission. Mostly once because there are so many new technologies which they are, using in this. Most probably, if everything goes well, the 1 year life will be extended. But again, we cannot be sure of that. But this is a technical demonstrator mission, kind of, you can say that. That's why the mission life is not that high.
अब हम उड़ान से 2 मिनट 40 सेकंड की दूरी पर
2 minutes 40 seconds from the launch. So guys, we are having
The
it.
year 2024 began as the New Year's Day dawned with the successful launch of PSLV.
And the wind is high, but let me tell you, ISRO's and the Indian rockets can withstand high winds, bad weather. We have seen it so many times. Not only Indian launcher, but Russian only also. Only the US launcher sometimes, I'm not sure about the Chinese though, but US launcher definitely have some issues with the wind and weather. So let's hope everything is fine and we get to see the launch today. T minus 2 minutes from the launch. Everything looks great.
Landing experiment series.
Oh my god. This is happening.
2nd of July, ISRO conducted
Finally.
experiment for demonstration of air-breathing propulsion technology.
Guys, if you are new here, give it the thumbs up and give all your best wishes to this new rocket, which is going in for its final developmental flight. And after that, mostly we'll see this launching more frequently than it has been till now. So T minus 1 minute 30 seconds from the launch, 90 seconds remaining. Everything is great. There is a bulb there. Please go away.
यह मिशन दक्षिणी पूर्वी दिशा का मिशन है। इस मिशन के पूर्ण परिपथ की ट्रैकिंग के लिए रडार
T minus 1 minute from the launch.
त्रिवेंद्रम, पोर्ट ब्लेयर, सिंगापुर और यत्रगा स्थित रडार स्टेशन इस पर निरंतर नजर बनाए रखेंगे और हम तक वास्तविक समय पर यान की सभी गतिविधियों की जानकारी उपलब्ध कराते रहेंगे। ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस सुचारू रूप से जारी है। अब कुछ ही समय पर हम देखेंगे प्रज्वलन।
T minus 30 seconds remaining, guys. Everything is looking great. T minus 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ignition and lift off. There you go.
Plus 5 seconds.
And
Superb
there you have
liftoff
it.
of SSLV-D3 EOS-08 mission.
Lift off
New
normal.
rocket Searing through the skies.
जी हाँ, यह सफलतापूर्वक उत्थापन SSLV D3 लॉन्च व्हीकल का
20 seconds.
Everything is looking
और यह
great.
अपने उद्दिष्ट दिशा की ओर बढ़ चला
Lift
है।
off normal. That's what we want to hear.
सभी तंत्र सामान्य रूप से कार्य करते हुए।
Wow.
Clear
This is
weather
amazing.
here in Sriharikota and a good visibility for the flying rocket.
Okay, it's a clear weather then. And we should be approaching the max Q part. You
यह
should
तीसरी
see
उड़ान SSLV की
the vapor cones.
विश्वसनीयता सिद्ध करते हुए यह प्रमोचन यान निकल चला है अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर।
The action
Hopefully.
time of SS1
Wow,
is
look at that.
115 seconds.
Look at that go. In the animations also.
Flex nozzle
Looking
for pitch and
so
yaw
good.
steering. Fin
Yes.
tip actuation for the passive roll control.
First stage performance normal.
And there you go. Range
प्रथम
officer.
चरण का निष्पादन पूरी तरह सामान्य।
Whoa, some new UI. I like it. So everything is on as per the plan. You can see that. Range 26 kilometers. What is it?
लगभग 2500 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करता हुआ यान को उद्दिष्ट दिशा की ओर ले जा रहा है।
Yep, max Q is done. It is approaching the stage
An
to
altitude
ignition
of
now.
Close to 68 kilometers in
And
114 seconds.
we should see now stage to ignition very soon. It should have happened by
Shar
now.
and Trivandrum tracking stations are currently acquiring the data.
Should-
Ignited. First stage separated.
And there
इस
you
कड़ी
go.
में जैसा निर्धारित था द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है। तथा प्रथम चरण को सफलतापूर्वक यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है.
We now have the confirmation of the completion of action of first stage, its separation, and the second stage
Payload fairing is
already
the
has
next
commenced
one.
its operation.
Payload fairing separation will happen very soon now.
द्वितीय चरण भी ठोस नोदक पर आधारित चरण है.
It should have
इसमें
happened by
लगभग
now.
7.7 टन का ठोस नोदक है और
There you go.
प्रज्वलन के दौरान 234
They
किलोमीटर
have changed the timeline a bit. That's one thing. So yeah.
Payload fairing has been separated from the ongoing launch vehicle. SS2 currently operational.
Just 3 minutes.
I hope you are liking those animations which are going.
यहाँ भूष्मा कवच की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं रह गई है, जैसे कि यान घने वातावरण से बाहर जा चुका है तो इसे यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है.
Second stage
सभी
performance
तंत्र
normal.
सामान्य रूप से कार्य कर रहे हैं.
Great.
वर्तमान में द्वितीय चरण SSLV का प्रज्वलनरत है.
Around 200 kilometers altitude.
You can see, right? It's not
Charge.
performing that good. But don't worry about it. That's why we have the savior, the velocity trimming module, which will make sure it is injected in the right orbit. Don't worry, this is the characteristics of the solid rocket booster, that it might not get you that performance which you expect. So that's why you have that velocity trimming module. It might be some other issue also, but we have our savior there. And we have the Space Rickshaw team also. Not looking good, though the faces were not looking good. I hope everything is fine.
संकेत प्राप्त कर अपने दिशा निर्धारण स्वयं कर रहा है.
Okay.
SS2 का कार्यकाल समाप्त हो चुका है, वह बंद हो चुका है. उसके साथ ही SS2 S3 कोस्टिंग फेज जारी है. यह कोस्टिंग फेज लगभग 163 सेकंड तक जारी रहेगा.
It's fine only. That's what we want to hear. The performance is normal.
The second stage SS2 has completed its operation, but presently still with the ongoing rocket and combined coasting is in progress.
It's not a Mark II stunt. Please.
दर्शक दीर्घा में यह साफ दिखाई दे रहा है. उन्होंने भरपूर आनंद लिया है प्रमोशन का.
Now they'll go back. I seriously didn't expect this much of a crowd for an SSLV launch. It's totally amazing.
का कोस्टिंग फेज जारी है. इस दौरान आपको उपग्रह के बारे में संक्षिप्त विवरण देते हैं. EOS-08 नवीनतम उपग्रह की दिशा में एक महत्वपूर्ण प्रगति का प्रदर्शन करने जा रहा है. इसमें संचार, बेसबैंड भंडार और पोजीशनिंग जैसे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पैकेज को एकीकृत कर एवियोनिक सिस्टम तैयार किया गया है.
Great Mass 2028. And we have been hearing that, which is great. The performance normal.
घटकों का इस्तेमाल कर कोल्ड रिडंडेंट सिस्टम तैयार किया गया है. इसके अलावा इसके स्ट्रक्चरल पैनल में ही इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सर्किट बोर्ड अंतर्निहित किया गया है. इसके अलावा इसमें बैटरी, ड्यूअल जिम्बल एंटीना, फेज एरे एंटीना और लचीला सोलर पैनल लगाया गया है.
Great flexible solar panels. Nice.
इनमें से हर एक घटक ऑन बोर्ड तकनीक का प्रदर्शन करने जा रहा है.
The stage 3 ignition is about to happen. Next is that event only. So you might be wondering, why do we have a coast phase here? The reason is that again, this is a solid rocket motor, so it might be having that tail of thrust, and you don't want that. You don't want the separated stage to hit you again before the ignition of the third stage. That's why they want to make sure that everything is in place. The tail of thrust is gone, as well as the momentum itself is high during the high drag phase of the rocket, still very near the atmosphere. So since it's having higher mass, there you go. Second stage separated.
रेंज ऑपरेशन डायरेक्टर ने अभी इसकी पुष्टि की.
And we have ignition.
यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है.
There you go.
Stage ignited.
और तृतीय चरण का सफलतापूर्व प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है.
We just now have had the confirmation from the Range Operations Director that the second stage has been separated and the third stage has commenced its operation and is performing nominally. Third stage also is a solid rocket propellant based stage with 4.5 tons of propellant loading.
You could see that yellow line is a bit off, but don't worry, that's a radar
वर्तमान
tracking
में
actually,
SSLV का
and
तृतीय चरण
that
SS3
is
प्रणोद
fine.
उत्पन्न कर रहा है.
It's kind of a bit
इसमें
off,
लगभग
but
160
velocity trimming
किलोन्यूटन
module
का
again, I'm
प्रणोद
telling
उत्पन्न
you,
होता है.
velocity trimming module will come to the rescue
लगभग 110 सेकंड
if anything happens. So if they are off a bit,
110 seconds of
that would be
Third
fine.
stage carries the rocket to 475 kilometers altitude, imparting 7.2 kilometers per second velocity.
Third stage performance normal.
Whatever velocity and attitude remains to be added or curtailed is done by liquid propellant based velocity trimming module.
It's the HTTB, Jennifer. You can Google it out. You will see the composition. Mostly the aluminium, some composite is there. And you can see now it has already corrected itself. You don't even need a velocity trimming module thing, right? That's amazing.
हम देखेंगे जब SS3 उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में यान को ले जाएगा.
Stage action completed.
And it's completed. Great. Could see that in the video also. Done and
तृतीय चरण
dusted.
का प्रज्वलन समाप्त हो चुका है. अब इसके बाद SS3 की कोस्टिंग फेज शुरू हो गई है.
Vehicle performance normal.
The next coasting phase is currently operational.
No, he's not Mark II. He's not Mark III. It's SSLV. That's what it is. Third stage burnout is done. Again, a coast phase is there. That's
Let me just appraise the
and the
viewers in the meantime about the spacecraft. EOS-08 is an Earth observation satellite built on ISRO's Microsat IMS-1 bus. Images in the mid-wave and long-wave IR bands acquired by Electro Optical.
You can see those. There are three lines actually: white line, green line, and a yellow line. So white line is the path which it has to follow. Green line is the path which it is getting from the inertial systems of the rocket, and the yellow line is the path which it is getting from the radar systems on the ground. So that's why if the yellow lines are a bit off, that's fine, because the radar might be tracking something else also. So it's fine.
Winds, soil moisture, cryosphere applications over Himalayan regions, flood detection, inland waterbody detection, etc. While India is preparing to send its first human mission to space in indigenously developed crew module as a part of Gaganyaan Mission, the satellite EOS-08 serves as a platform to carry silicon carbide ultraviolet dosimeter that will be used to monitor ultraviolet irradiance on the viewport of crew module. The satellite EOS-08 is significant also for a host of new technologies that will be demonstrated. Communication, baseband, storage and satellite positioning functions have been integrated into a single package using commercial off-the-shelf components. Its multifunctional structural panel having embedded battery and power electronics cards enables mass and volume savings. RFS package consists of LNAs, S-band and X-band filters, switches and solid-state power amplifier. Micro dual gimbal antenna, flexible solar panel, pyrolytic graphite sheet diffuser, plate and miniaturized phased array antenna are among the noteworthy new technologies.
SS3 का कोस्टिंग फेज जारी है. यह कुछ ही सेकंड में हम देखेंगे तृतीय चरण को यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा.
There you go.
Stage separated.
जी हाँ, इसकी पुष्टि हो चुकी है. तृतीय चरण को सफलतापूर्वक यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है.
Look at that go.
Velocity trimming module ignited.
And ignition
आपने अपनी स्क्रीन
confirmed.
पर देखा तृतीय स्टेज का पृथकन, और यह अंत में वेलोसिटी ट्रिमिंग मॉड्यूल है जिसे
12 minutes.
उपग्रह को उचित अभिवृद्धि
And it's
प्रदान
done.
करने के लिए उपयोग में लाया जा रहा है.
We should be seeing the EOS
इसका भी
mission
थ्रस्ट कट ऑफ
success
कर दिया गया है.
operation
इसका
now.
मतलब है यान अब उचित उपग्रह को
Satellite injection conditions are achieved.
उपग्रह को अंतक्षेपित करने की स्थितियां प्राप्त हो चुकी हैं।
The velocity trimming module had worked for a minimal time to acquire the injection parameters for the primary satellite separation, and there's a confirmation that the orientation and the altitude are appropriate for the satellite separation. We are awaiting eagerly anytime now the separation of EOS-08.
It will happen very soon, don't worry.
इस मिशन के मुख्य उपग्रह EOS-8 को कुछ ही समय पर उद्देश्य कक्षा में अंतक्षेपित कर दिया जाएगा।
It looks very real, like in the animations also, right? Rugged rockets, Russians themselves are rugged, so why won't their rockets be? Although they used to be, but now the quality control is going down drastically. Not sure about it right now. They used to be the most rugged one. We are waiting for the satellite separation, which should happen now. There you go. And we have the separation.
Satellite separated.
Done and dusted.
इस मिशन के मुख्य उपग्रह EOS-8 को सफलतापूर्वक 475 किलोमीटर की सर्कुलर लो अर्थ ऑर्बिट में अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है।
The primary satellite EOS-08 has been injected into the 475 kilometer altitude.
Now we'll have to wait for a bit longer for the another satellite to be injected.
अगली गतिविधि होगी DSSR-0 डेमोसैट सैटेलाइट का अंतक्षेपण।
You can see it's rotating itself for it to inject it in a proper orbit.
Next event in the mission is the separation of the passenger payload, SRO demosat.
Will take its own sweet time for it to separate. Around T plus 17 minutes or something it will get separated.
पूरा हो जाने के पश्चात अंतिम तंत्र जो कि
Are there any experiments on the fourth stage? Nope, they don't have, because this is a developmental flight only.
इसके लिए यह एक इसरो की जिम्मेदार पहल है।
And they are having a demo set. The SR0 demo set itself on it is a big thing actually. That means that just shows how reliable space rickshaws hardware is. That ISRO also thinks that it's safe to put in a developmental flight and it won't cause any issues.
ऊंचाई 475 किलोमीटर तथा सापेक्ष गति 7.24 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड।
Oh.
SR-0 satellite separated.
And separation completed.
और सबके लिए हर्ष का पल यहाँ पर रेंज ऑपरेशन डायरेक्टर ने
look at
कंफर्म
that
कर
go.
दिया है।
Separated.
SR-0 डेमोसैट पृथक हो गए।
Deployer X did its work.
Also has been deployed.
But mission is continuing for VTM passivation. VTM passivation takes place in the non-visibility period, approximately 420-217 seconds.
They separated it a bit earlier.
VTM passivation status will be updated in the second orbit from Trivandrum Preliminary Station, approximately 5963 seconds. All the stations involved in operation shall continue with operations. Handing over to Mission Director. This is Mission Director. The EOS-08 satellite as well as the SR-0 satellite has been injected into the required orbit. This SSLV-D3 EOS-08 mission has been accomplished.
Great.
यहाँ इसके साथ
Done and dusted.
EOS-8 मिशन सफलता को प्राप्त करता है। आप सभी दर्शकों के लिए आपका दिन मंगलमय हो।
The third and final developmental flight of SSLV is successfully accomplished. SSLV, another arrow in ISRO's arsenal. We take leave from you. Up next is the address by Secretary DOS, Chairman ISRO, Dr. S. Somnath, and the mission executives. Thank you.
That's the EOS satellite for you. We'll see. We'll have to listen to Somnath sir what he says, right? He reveals some good information, inside informations about ISRO, as well as
Mission Director. Spacecraft Director. Avinash. So good morning all of you. As you have already seen, the third development flight of SSLV-D3 with the EOS-08 satellite has been successfully accomplished. The rocket has placed the spacecraft in the very precise orbit as planned. I find that there are no deviations in the injection conditions.
great.
The final orbit, of course, will be known after tracking, but the current indication is that everything is perfect. The EOS-08 satellite as well as SR-0 satellite also has been injected after the maneuvers. And congratulations to the SSLV-D3 team, the project team. With this third development flight of SSLV, we can declare the development process of SSLV is completed. And congratulations now. So we are on the process of transfer of the technology of SSLV to industries and for serial production and launches of SSLV in a commercial basis. So it's a great beginning for the rocket, the small satellite launch vehicle. And for us, the payload on this mission was EOS-08 satellite, which all of you are aware. It is an experimental satellite designed and realized by ISRO for proving many technologies, including very important payloads. And I am hoping that all of this will be proven in due course of time. As I am aware, the satellite solar panels have already been deployed.
Wow. That's a
Further, we are looking for certain activities in the the VTM stage, and all that will be completed in due course of time. So congratulations once again for the entire team who worked behind the scene to develop this SSLV rocket and its culmination of development program. Let us give a big round of applause to the entire team. I hand over now to the mission director, Sri Vinod.
Good morning to all. Good morning, ISRO. Good
issued
morning,
ideally
India.
March 2028.
Today we have achieved a major milestone in the journey of SSLV. The last and final development flight of SSLV-D3 has been successfully accomplished. With that, we are moving into the operational phase. Today, we have precisely injected the EOS-08 satellite and also the passenger payload SR-0 into the precise orbit. The efforts put in by one and all has resulted in this achievement. Let me take this opportunity to thank the people who were behind this, especially the management who had the confidence and trust in us to hand over the development of the new launch vehicle to a team, a new team, which was able to achieve the targeted launch of D1, D2.
Nope, Wildflower, nah, that's not the case. That's the Tilak, if you know.
The management led by our beloved chairman, Dr. Somnath, who has been part and parcel of this SSLV and also has been behind us in realizing the system.
And guys, don't go anywhere. We have a meme review coming up. So just don't go anywhere. We'll have it and we'll see some good memes submitted by you.
The confidence given by the flight readiness review team, the mission readiness review team, and also the eminent expert review team has given us enough confidence to go ahead with the realization of the system without much non-conformances and achieving this. Tremendous effort has been put by all the ISRO centers, people working in all the ISRO centers, and their dedication and the passion has resulted in this today's achievement. The URSC team led by Avinash has realized a satellite which is having very new technologies incorporated in this and also advanced payload from SAC. I thank them for achieving this and also realizing a satellite in a very short time frame. Let me thank my team, the small satellite core project team, ably marshaled by the vehicle director, Sri Edil Arasu. So I thank him for the support he has given during this time, and also to the entire core team, which has toiled day and night to achieve this. Now that the development phase of SSLV is over, the next phase of the ISRO's workhorse, the next workhorse, will commence soon. We are definite that there will be many more launches of SSLV soon, and we will meet at that time. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Great. Awesome.
Thank you. I take this opportunity once again. Those who are behind me, you are not able to see all of them in the cameras, are the young team who have been working in the last few years to develop the SSLV. Congratulations to once again. And all the people who have been supporting this program all across the centers. All people are not here on the stage, and also the industries who have taken the responsibility to manufacture all the rocket parts and systems, and who will be taking up this task of realizing it in numbers in the future. So congratulations to all of you once again. And now over to the spacecraft director, Avinash.
Good morning. Respected Chairman Sir, Center Directors, my senior colleagues, my teammates and friends. First of all, to begin with, I would like to thank the SSLV team for precisely placing the spacecraft in intended orbit, and I am happy that solar panels are deployed and power is being generated. EOS-08 is a very unique spacecraft where we have many new technologies, including flexible solar panels, integrated avionics, embedded multifunctional structural panels. These are to name a few. We have more than 20 new technologies which we are demonstrating through EOS-08, and we have three very new payloads. One is the infrared payload, EOIR from SAC, which will give us the imaging capability in day and night, and also help us in disaster management, etc. And we have a new type of remote sensing, that is GNSS-R-reflectometry. This again uses the GNSS signals to bring out the remote sensing data products in areas like soil moisture and ocean wind monitoring, etc. And we also have a UV dosimeter, which is to be flown on a Gaganyaan mission, but we are flying it here to get the on-orbit experience. So these payloads will have applications which will not only change or influence the common man, but will also help the astronauts on Gaganyaan. So with so many new technologies in such a short time, we are able to realize this because of the support and guidance from all our management team and the real efforts put in by the Microsat 2C or EOS-08 team. So I would take this opportunity to thank our Center Director Sankaran Sir for guiding us throughout the program, and I also thank the total EOS-08 team, starting from subsystems, the whole URSC center and different centers, LPSC, IASU, SAC, LEOS, have contributed different systems, and we have come out with a good spacecraft. And at the end, this is possible only because of our families taking up our responsibilities at home when we are dedicating our time in the office. So I also thank personally to family members of all my teammates and my family as well for being with us in this crucial last 1 year period. And also my core project team who have put total efforts to realize this. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Avinash. This satellite
Sure,
also
Jennifer,
have
but
a
don't
viewport.
miss out the meme review. So, like, do watch it afterwards.
The GNSS-R payload as well as the dosimeters, and the first two were developed by Space Applications Center Ahmedabad, and the dosimeter payload was developed at a laboratory for Electro Optical Systems. So congratulations to all of them for those developments, and I hope all the very best to the satellite EOS-08. And we have today with us all the directors of the centers and the leaderships that you have reviewed and cleared this rocket. So I'm not moving over to them for comments at this moment. So are all seen to you. Congratulations to you once again, and thank you all the very best. And till we meet for the next launch, bye from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. Thank you.
All right, no updates from him this time. But yes, the mission was a great success. Although it was, deviating a bit in between, but at the end, if all is well, then all is well. That's how it works, right? So finally, the SSLV's developmental flight is done and dusted. Everyone looks happy. You can see that. And now you will most probably see more of SSLV launches in future. Hopefully that happens. Hopefully ISRO, just, what should I say, takes into account the capability of the SSLV rocket and harness it. Please harness the capability, otherwise it won't be of any use. Hey, thank you so much for the Independence Day, Jennifer. And yes, now as you all know, guys, we will now move on to the meme review and see what all things you guys have given us, what all things you will be guys have given us, and what all things we have selected. This was a great success, so we'll move on to that right now. Since this is done and dusted, now let's just move on to it. Finally. All right, what happened? Yeah. Okay, the first meme is coming from Pratim. Yeah. So first meme is coming from Pratim, and it is therapist SpaceX ninjas aren't real. They won't steal your launch customer, SpaceX ninjas. They actually call these engineers and teammates as SpaceX ninjas only. Literally, those people who help in the crew missions, right? They are like this only. They call them like this. So yes, awesome, great. That's a good start. We have the next one from Aditya Vardhan, Indian Space Program Startup Act, least proud Indian. Very true. Least salty Westoid tears. That is absolutely true. And then we have space missions cheaper than Hollywood and Bollywood blockbusters. Foreign aid. This is absolutely to the point. I mean, this is what happened during the Chandrayaan 3 success. So you will get all those proud Indians and comments down there. Then we have the Westerners, especially the Britishers. I don't know what's the issue with them. They are like, we have given you foreign aid. That's our money. Return it. If we are going into that route, you should not actually. And if we are going into that route, and it's $3 trillion which you owe us, which you looted us from during the colonization time. So yes, very true, great. Next one. भाई एक्साइटमेंट आकर ज़्यादा इमोशंस नहीं दिखाएंगे. Is from हाँ भाई, also boys.
Actually, sir, I take this opportunity to thank all the mission executives because.
Okay, so what it means was the meaning of this sentence was we won't show emotions when we are excited. So that's what it is.
Actually, sir, I take this opportunity to thank all the mission executives.
You can see, right, that this actually happened, and great. This one is awesome. From I am Gustak. Mars orbit, ISRO. Mars orbiter is almost 11 million kilometers away from planet Earth. Signal from ground control, 13th Jan. Usain Bolt would have run 345 meters in that much time. Oh. Okay. Mom is about 15 million kilometers away from Earth. It takes 2 minutes for a signal to go to mom and return, about the time mom takes to make noodles. When ISRO used to be savage. This was the time when ISRO used to be savage. Seriously. And now, where is that ISRO admin gone? We need you. We require you. We want you. Where are you, man? Seriously. This is awesome. I mean, at that point of time, ISRO used to do these kind of tweets, and now it's all official, all governmental thing and all things. From Dhananjay. And oh, wow. Yes. So the first image is actually from the parade, which happens during the Republic Day. And then this is the third image. The second image obviously is of the Indian astronauts, most probably which they'll go, which they'll do something like this in space also. This is the photo from one of those NASA's zero G planes, but hopefully this will be replicated in on ISS most probably. Let's see. Yes, very true. Okay, another one. Another defeat. India failed. Indians are not allowed. My honesty. This tweet came after Chandrayaan 2 mission failure, but then obviously obviously this was the honest reaction. You don't have to say it, you just have to symbolize it, right? Gang signs. Somu sir throwing gang signs now. Great. There is a new presentation by some ISRO scientists. This is absolutely to the point. We space nerds, we know the value that it has in all these presentation and what happened? Yeah, in all these presentation and whatnot. Seriously, I mean, we don't get these information out in the public. As I said, we get this information out because of these presentations, which some ISRO scientist is giving in some sort of college, and some student record it and post it in on the internet. That's how we get information. That's how ISRO gives information. So whenever we get it, that's our reaction. Absolutely to the point. Space program represented as Cave Johnson codes. Okay, science isn't about why, it's about why not. SpaceX, very good. Roscosmo, we have always done things the way my father did, and his father before him, and his father before. Yes, they are using 90s technologies, 50s technologies. What else could we say? And then we have ISRO, a lot of expensive equipment getting broken. And we have NASA, and we are almost bankrupt. This is like cherry on the cake, and recognize appropriately all these space agencies. Seriously, NASA, ISRO, Roscosmos, and SpaceX. NASA always in the budget crunches. ISRO, always like expensive equipment getting broken. It's kind of a sarcasm because nothing is expensive in ISRO. There's that. From Aditya Vardhan, nice one. Then we have from Devprat, in space Twitter lately.
If you want to go, then you go to hill and go down.
Why you get fried,
yes, why? Are you crazy?
You're fucking paranoid,
You are fucking.
You fucking, you bloody.
You bloody.
Fuck you, bloody. Bastard bitch.
You
fuck
bastard,
you. Bloody fuck you, bloody. Fucking
So this is happening. So this is happening in space Twitter lately. Seriously, SpaceX doing some tweets. Some guy tags Tori Bruno in it. Tori replies to it in some blatant ways. I know. I mean, it's like it's a mess out there, and I don't know why. I think Tori is like he has taken a lot now, and he can't take it anymore. So it's true. If you have been following space Twitter, it's kind of like that. Tori Bruno fighting with SpaceX fans. That's what it is happening. So yeah, great one. Next one is from Aditya Vardhan again. Roscosmos. NASA, do not question the... What is this? The font is bad. Elevated one, okay. And to do it, what happened? Second. It ain't much, but honest work. I just don't get it. I didn't get it, especially with the because of this meme, this font though. Okay, I think this is about the representation of various orgs. ISRO's understandable, and Roscosmos is always trying to figure out what is Roscosmos. I'm not sure which is it a chess reference because Russians are good in chess? I don't know. All right, next one from Dev Pratim. So let me pause it. So Elon tweeted out, or SpaceX tweeted out, one of those Raptor engines. You can see this is the little picture of Raptor engine, which is a very simplified version. It's a Raptor 3 version, so it's a very simplified version. And Tori tweeted they have done an excellent job making the assembly simpler and more producible. So there is no need to exaggerate this by showing a partially assembled engine without controllers, fluid management, or TVC system, then comparing it to a fully assembled engines that do. And after that, what happens? When tweets out, SpaceX engineer works pretty good for a partially assembled engine. This is what is happening in the space Twitter right now. Seriously, someone is pissing off a Tory real bad. Seriously, I don't know who, but yes, this is what is happening. And they have literally done some good work. I mean, you can see the Raptor in it does not look like an engine at all, but how it is works. What can we say about it? Great. Then we have, so you saying you need RCS thrusters for safe returns, Starliner. That will be at extra cost. I mean, can we term Boeing the Starliner as the EA games of space industry? EA games kind of works like that, right? They charge us for everything, and Boeing Starliner, they are just taking in money and just not doing it. Seriously, bro, Starliner, you can't. I mean, there is such a flaw in the system that it can't even go out and dock out of the ISS autonomously. That's what we were discussing right now in the previous stream, and they have just flown this thing in the orbit, had multiple issues, and now finally the astronauts are stuck in space. They'll have to figure out a way to undock it and just crash it out. We don't even want to land it now. This is seriously getting grounded for sure. But NASA is literally pushing it. I don't know who is that guy who is doing that though. Okay, the next one, the last one. Kartike Singh say there is no meme, I just love you. Oh, we love you too. I love you too, Kartike Singh, and that's a great meme to end, right? Awesome one. And great one. This one was nice. This one was nice. This is what you get for trusting Boeing. They were not like that before, seriously. They were not like that during the Apollo era. They were pushing out orders, as Jeff Bezos was saying, and making great stuff. Their airlines are also there. I don't know what happened to them. All those OG companies, right? ULA, Boeing. Only Northrop Grumman is doing something because it is backed by defense. Otherwise, they would have also Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman. These are all the companies which are backed by defense. So they have those, what should I say? some classified technology with them. That's why they are in business. Otherwise, so my God, time to choose the best one. Okay, which one was the best? And this one was the best. This one was the best one for me. Yes, this one was the best one. So Musa throwing gang signs. What else do you want? What else do you want? Right? Boeing was the pimp walking down the street in a fuzzy purple jacket and clear platform shoes with live goldfish in the heels. That's a good reference. Great. Great. This is your meme. Awesome. Wow. Yes, this is the one. I mean, you never expect Somu sir to throw gang signs, right? But he is indirectly. You don't see the gangsters, when the superior gangsters, right? They have a way of communicating with their haters. They don't communicate directly. They just throw it out in the public, and then public figure it out themselves. That's how it works. That's how Supreme Leader works. That's how he works. That's how Somu sir works. All right. All right. Great. I think. Yes, Dev Pratim, thank you so much for your help. He's always managing this stuff, and it's always a good thing to have you, man. You have been a real good bro. What should I say? Partner in crime for this one, and it wouldn't have been possible without you and out of context ISRO. So these two guys are doing some great work. And where is it? Where is it? Nobody tweeted out, kya? Where is NSFF? NSFFF. Okay. Something. Oh, yeah. Transporter 11 mission is scheduled for tomorrow. Wow. Great. So you can actually. So basically, the Space Rickshaws SRO is kind of accessible to public. So, and he has built a software for that, in which you can. Wow, this is great. This is nice. You can see all those payload monitor real-time data coming in, and you can communicate with it, which is awesome. Great. And here's a full video. So hopefully you can just go and check it out if you want to see how you can communicate with a satellite in space. Right? What is this? Launch of SAR-8 satellite is scheduled for August 17. Okay. The transporter mission, huh? No. This SpaceX will. This is a transporter mission. See the stack, man. And this is what I was talking about. You can see the deployers. These are all the deployers. This is the nanorack deployer. If I. Yeah, you can see now. This is a nanorack deployer, and you can see this is how the traditional deployer look like. This is the deployer, this is the deployer, this is the deployer, and you have the constraint to make it cuboidal, and you get to have such a big mass on it. But with the deployer X, that is not the case. Seriously, it's just a plate. You can have any sort of the geometry of the satellite that you want, and it's cheaper, and it's what should I say, in less weight. So yeah, there's a team of us working on receiving signals. Very good. They, great manifestation of the first meme. True, very true. I mean, the SpaceX is pulling off the business, right? Even the small sat market is not even spared. It's pulling off the business by them also. Hmm. Yeah. Nobody had a video kya of the launch. ISRO themselves have they tweeted out something? Nope, just this one. Success, and hopefully, yep, there you go. Not many people were watching it, I guess, this time. 11,000 people, that's it. No, did anyone? Yeah, there you go. Some pictures coming in from people, public of the launch. Although this launch is kind of this, since this is a smaller rocket, you don't get to see much trails or photographs of it, because if you are living far away, you won't be able to even see it. So that's the thing. I think that should be it. This will be now an operational rocket. Yes, it is indeed. Transporter mission will be landing at Vandenberg. Okay. Views from stage 1 will be beautiful. Oh my god. Yes, previous mission also had some similar characteristics, if I'm not wrong. The landing of the booster was so beautiful. Seriously. That's how the world is shifted now. People and somehow ISRO has been launching their rockets early morning only. I don't know why. It's kind of maybe if you have seen the pattern, it's like 9 a.m. or something is always the launch time, and it's always on the mostly on the Saturdays, Sundays. Today was some peculiar day with when it launched on Friday, but yeah. So everyone has shifted. The sleep cycle has shifted now. So they sleep late, wake up late, early to bed, early to rise. That all thing has gone into the ashes nowadays. So yeah, and I am a victim of that. So you are not alone. Great. Cool. Then I think that should be it. Let me just check out the other what all missions do we have. Transporter mission is there. We'll see. I'll see if I can do that. The next big mission is coming up of the Polaris Dawn mission on August 26. It's 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. I'll see if I can stream it. Most of it will be in during the office timings of mine, but I'll do that. See. Great, then I think that should be it. That should wrap it up. If you did like the stream, give it a thumbs up and consider becoming a member if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and so that I can keep bringing all this good stuff to you. And yes, until then, this is Priyanshu Roila. You just saw Rocket Gyan. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bye bye.